Well, if you want to know my passion for light, it's very difficult to explain. Maybe the roots to all is because I was born on an island and my father was a fisherman at that time. And I've been many times with him on the lake and I was dreaming. I'm a dreamer. And I saw the light just dancing on the waves. I also like very much the wind in the leaves of the poplars, which inspired me a lot, for instance, for work for Miyake. I saw so much light and light in people's eyes, and I don't know exactly why I really fell in love with the light. I really don't know. It came, maybe first bulb was a bottle of red wine just for myself and a good meal in Venice. And then you are in the delirium and you go back to your little room, take a nap, and you see this light bulb, 15 watt, quite nice but sad in a way. So I had this flash, and this is the way I probably started really concentrating on light. I got up immediately and I made a drawing. I went to Murano, had the glass made, and I knew that the base I can do here. So maybe my passion for light basically has been, reborn by a bottle of red wine. Of course, I go through the world and see many moments of light, whether it's the cloud over Paris or wherever you are. It's there. I'm hooked on it. I have a very special perception for it. And why, also that's the question, why should we know where passion really comes from? If you fall in love, you don't know why it is. At first it's the passion. And then you start maybe later on to analyze. And I think that's a dangerous point. When you start to analyze. Well, from that on, I have been working with light, tried to make a success, tried to pay the diapers for my kids, and I became more conscious. At the beginning, it was more the shape than the light itself, but that changed really very, very quickly. And the form is important, but the light it makes is more important, because I believe that the light is something very much connected to our emotions. So I discovered something which I took almost like a, not a religion, I'm not a religious person, but as a theme to work and to bring the feeling into the open by light I did. And I think my success is really in comparison to a lot of competitors. I try to have another dimension of light than most of the people do. And so here I am, and I've been working with passion. I always loved it. And even now at 82, I really like to create new things, and there will be new things coming for sure. Lighting. We talked about the passion of lighting. When it goes to public spaces, it's a totally different dimension, because usually you work with architects. And my experience is that most architects, except very few ones, have really a feeling for the light, and they destroy very often their work. My main concern is to give the whole space a good feeling, a spirit with the light, like we did in Westfriedhof, like we have done in other things here. We will have, by the end of the year, we will have something like, I think, 5 different stations lit up here in Munich. And we won also Karlsruhe, which is going to be a totally different appearance, also light technique, because there I would like to invite the people to be part of the art with lighting. I like very much also that to create shadows in public spaces and be more intense but not aggressive. Be in the background, make the people feel well. Like the best thing is the Westfriedhof, and here Münchner Freiheit, which we have to consider the people who are in open, in a public space, not our vanity. Our vanity of making good light is that we reduce, we don't put us up in front, but we create a very good light feeling, you know, a pleasant, a feeling which, just simply, there's so much to talk about. It's really to make the people, the commuters, feel well and taken care of. Like the Westfriedhof, for instance. This is something which we did because we had to use certain light sources, fluorescent light, which of course is not nice. So I created this idea about the big domes. We shoved the light source right into as high up as possible. So making light in a public space is really an incredible good challenge, from the point as I said already, to make the people part of it and feel well, not the glare, nothing else. The light, from my point of view, should be rather there normally, but not as a monument doing it, not strong. The strength must come within the light itself, a hidden light. And of course it's very different when you do something like the UNICEF crystal in New York on Fifth Avenue is there you have to have brilliance, you have show, and you have to concentrate on that, and what creates again there, it's emotion. These are challenges which relatively seldom come. I would love to do more of this kind, much more of this kind. But you start to work from a different end. For me, it's always one of the first questions when we got a job. What do you really want? How do you feel it? How should be your space, architect? How should it be lit? And most of the time I get a very superficial answer. And then we step in with our experience, with our feelings, with ready to go for a challenge. And from then on, we work. I mean, not to forget that I work really with a very, very wonderful team. The team is excellent. I mean, really now, for many, many years, it's like a miracle. As well as the passion they show for the work and the closeness we have between us, the mental closeness, which is very difficult when you talk about light, because each one has a different idea, a different view on light. But so far, we work very happily together, very different, small scale, large scale, big projects like the one in Brazil, like a new one we have in Georgia, and it is really, it excites me still. I cannot sit down and rest on it. And it's great to work with young people. Something which really keeps my passion going is the diversity of things which people really, the task which come on me. It's not only the collection, but also more and more since years, I do one-of-a-kind things for a private client. And to feel the space and to feel the people and react to it, that's always a challenge. And in this case, I'm a big fan of Yves Klein. In this case, this is a work I've done in Hong Kong, and still there. in a staircase, in an oval staircase. And I had to lit the whole thing. And I didn't want to have any kind of spots, etc. on that. So what I did, 4 meters below, I made a big silver bowl with water and with a hammer, which did intact bang on it and made the water moving. And I had one light set on the water, and it reflected through the whole staircase and came to Jumping Eve, of course. That has been really enormously well received, and people say I should make more of this kind of things, but I don't feel like it. At least for the time being, and it is it's somehow also me, which still trying to jump and to go into a new world also, you know, be free, really be free. That's it. But of course, we have done a lot of things in London. We have done in America. We do a lot of special custom-made sculptures. And this gives me a big opportunity to make new experience, tactical new experience, which will reflect then in some of the products. I make a lot of experience, and I don't know what I like better, to have these custom-tailored things, but I really I like the diversity, from a small thing to a large thing. Important is always the client. It's always important. If the client has a bad chemistry between us, we don't do the work. And so far, I've been extremely lucky. Extremely lucky, yes. This is the basic what I can say about private works. Of course, there are a lot of examples of it, and some of the clients don't want to have it photographed. The first LED giant lamp was in the mid-90s in London, and it was very nice over a table, but the people don't want to have it published. And I don't have a photograph. Yeah. Yeah. And what else? I mean, the Golden Ribbon has started like this, yeah. The Golden Ribbon has become a kind of classic, and each one looks different. We always do. At the present time, we do one in Austin, and that's completely different than all the rest. And then we'll do another one in Korea, sorry, and which will look entirely different. I make the models small with my hands, and then I have people who translate it into real. And I go there while it's made, because it's a mad work. For one of the ribbons, we had about 8 million individual bangs. You know, the guy who does it, he has 8,000, not 8 million, no, 1,000. Bang, 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 all the day long, you know, like this. So it's a lot of, I like very much in my work that I have good clients, and I have the contact with the people who realize it. This very important kind of intimate making relation is very dear to me. And also the change from somebody who comes from Hungary and he is very nice, wonderful person with a great heart, but he is maybe not so brilliant, but he understands what I want. He follows precisely my bandings, like this. And then, not to forget, all the people who do the gold plating. This is an amazing work to do. And those people, they all have a certain quality which I really like to have. I like to be with. No, it's not just do it, etc. It's a dialogue, and it's like a family. Really wonderful. I'm very lucky. I feel very blessed. What I love about my work is changing dimensions from public spaces, huge sizes, to small objects. I like very much poetic expressions, and Lucellino is a poetic expression. Actually, the first time I did it for an exhibition at the Fondation Cartier in Paris, and I made it The Day and the Night Come Without Noise. That was the title of it. I had it for years, I had it lying, and I said, no, I don't make a product out of it. But then I did, and it is really our classic. It's really, it touches the people. Like, it's unbelievable how different the people look at this. And you see, we did with a dimmer, so you can really dim it, make it your light you want it. For me, that's important very much. The intensity of the light has to be controlled by you and nobody else. And that's what I like about this project. I like small objects. I mean, we have Zufall, we have in silicon, and we have many different things. We have candle flies, and now with Moritz Waldemeier, the fly away, yes, and the table lamp, which is an enormous, wonderful development between the two of us, and the engineer, most of all the engineer, I must say, and with a very big success, very big success. We have done in England last year a big party with almost 1,000 candles, and it was like a cloud, and it created an enormous atmosphere. And people at the beginning did not realize that is LED. And it was moving light slightly with the wind. It was a very, very big impression, yeah. So, and I like to work also with other designers. Other ideas, like I have the one, Zaccaria, which is a super intelligent lamp, which somebody offered me. And we go through it and take the pain and take the risk. I mean, really risk, because I'm an entrepreneur. I have to take the risk. No? Nobody helps me to get it really off my shoulder. I decide, but I take the risk, and I can share it with somebody. This is the joy of being important just by yourself, the freedom. But it's at the same time, it's something which is sometimes too heavy on my burden, on my shoulder. And but I still love it. And when I look at this project, what we are going to do in Brazil, it's I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited because this is a dimension and the idea, and most of all also the responsible person, Bernardo Paz of Inno. He took it, he asked me, I would like to make a little museum of your work. And I said, no, I'm still alive. I would like to do something else. I said, okay, do something else. And I came, a couple of hours later, I came back with this idea. And we were both, and he said, yes, that's what we do. And we were both very emotional, really, great thing. And he said, go and look for the space you want to have. So I choose a small lake, and then another visit, I came back to Inno, and he said to me, Ingo, I made a new lake for you. I was tired. And I said, my God, a new lake, I really wanted to sleep actually. And I said to him, give me a good, strong caipirinha and I come with you. And that was so fantastic. And I really, again, what he did was so impressive that we both had tears coming because it was so rocking, emotional experience. So we'll see how it goes on. But working with a super engineer and with one guy of my team, Axel Schmidt, it's a great joy, a great adventure to do it. And I really look forward to